Ladies and gentlemen, this is not going to be a match review because, as I said, I couldn't be stuffed about these remaining matches. We've made Champions League. We've now confirmed third position as well. But it's important to talk about certain matters, and I would really love to know what you guys think about these. We're going to pick out some important factors and really try and understand and try and make sense of what's going on. So let's get straight into this.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. First up, let's talk about Christian Pulisic. As you can see, the quotes are out there from Thomas Tuchel post-match. I didn't get to watch the match live, and thankfully enough, I was trying to enjoy my holiday with my family, and I'm very glad that I did that because I knew it was going to be a draw. Whether it's 1-1, 2-2. This is what I predicted in my preview as well. If you want to go check that out, make sure you check that out. But I did catch the match later on in terms of full highlights. And the first thing that stuck out to me was how monumental that miss was from Christian Pulisic yet again. We've seen this particular scenario too many times this season, too many high caliber misses. If we go back last season, the way Timo Werner was missing, this is the level of misses that Christian Pulisic is having this season. I'm talking about clutch moments where we're missing big-time opportunities, opportunities that could possibly change the course of the season, and we've not done that. So for me, it's very, very important we talk about this, and this is the initial quotes that's happening on the match. Thomas Tuchel, Christian Pulisic needs to take his chances. These are the kind of chances that decide matches. He knows it. Everybody knows it. He further goes on to say, it is not about quality. It's about focus, maybe confidence. It's a bit of luck, a mixture of that. Christian Pulisic knows it and is disappointed. It happens too many times. After reading these quotes from Thomas Tuchel, it makes me feel like it is quite obvious that there is some form of frustration even within Thomas Tuchel. I think he's trying to be as polite as possible. At the same time, he's trying to ram home the notion that this is not good enough. This is not acceptable. Have a look at this. Christian Pulisic knows it and is disappointed. It happens too many times. It happens too many times. Like when your manager says that this happens too many times, these misses, that's not a good look. Christian Pulisic needs to take his chance. These are the kind of chances that decide matches. He knows it. Everybody knows it. Look, ladies and gentlemen, where are we with Christian Pulisic? What is the situation? Because every time I talk about this player, I get insulted. I get demeaned. People start telling me, X, Y, Z, and sometimes some of these comments are very, very scathing. And I want to throw it to you guys. This is how I feel about Christian Pulisic. As I've always said, talented footballer, very, very good footballer, but there are some distinct flaws in his game. When he dribbles, doesn't necessarily look up. He should be getting more key passes. He doesn't seem to get them enough. Yes, in recent times, he has put in some key passes. Some are a little bit overhit. Some are nicely hit. He gets into very good goal-scoring opportunities, which makes me think he understands the game. He knows where he can sense danger, but he can't put the goals away. And this comes down to what Thomas Tuchel just said. It's about focus. It's about focus, maybe confidence. It's a bit of luck. I don't think it's too much to do with luck. I think it's the focus where I want to really hone in. As a footballer, you've got to be hungry. You've got to be, players like Mohamed Salah, players like Sadio Mane, and many other players like your Benzema's. Yes, they're mature players. I get that. Christian Pulisic is young. But the thing that really separates them as opposed to other talented players is they've got elite focus. They wake up thinking that they want to be the best in the world. They wake up thinking that they want to own the footballing world by scoring goals, by getting assists. They want to be on top of the charts on everything. Christian Pulisic, as much as he probably wants it, he probably doesn't believe it inside him. And at times, maybe the focus isn't there. He just needs to, I don't know what he needs to do off season. If he is at Chelsea, he has to figure out a way where, I don't know, whether it's meditation, whether it's some sort of training, where he becomes a ruthless killer, where he becomes a machine, a robot, because at the moment, that seems to be a massive problem. I don't believe that he can't finish because we've seen him finish. We've recently seen him finish with his left foot against, can't remember who it was, Leeds? Was it Leeds? Yeah. So the finishing is there in the locker. It's he. It's he. What he needs to do to make this stronger, only he can know. Because if he doesn't do that, he can say goodbye to his Chelsea career. But right now, I want to throw it. Like, are you fed up? Me personally, I think I am. I cannot move with this player next season when I don't have the confidence that he's going to produce. So we're going to have big matches next season as well. And I need players that are going to put chances away. And if I'm being absolutely honest, I don't feel the confidence with this guy. And we're in a situation where he has 2 more seasons left. So what do we do? He's just finished 3 full seasons with Chelsea Football Club, and he's probably just impressed once in that entire time, which was in the first season post-lockdown, the Project Restart. Since then, it's all been about potential. He can be a future player, this, that, the other. Now we've only got 2 more seasons left. What do? Give him a contract extension? Just see him out for another season? Do we sell him? If you want to sell him, this is probably the right time to get the most money, because in the final year, you're not going to get that. If you wait till the final year, he could possibly leave on a free. It's in a tricky situation. Okay, let's talk about the next particular player, which is also a very interesting topic. A lot of people really want to know what you think about this. Tuchel on Ziyech. He had some unlucky decisions against him in the last few weeks. He always trained well and gave a good impact with energy in training, and when he came on as a sub. Further goes on to say it was necessary. Hakim gets the feeling from the start again. He tried everything and was very active. Look, with Hakim Ziyech, ladies and gentlemen, started the season really well. Pre-season, excellent. Then he was on a roll. Got the goal against Villarreal. Got injured. Then it was back to square one again. Took a long time slowly for him to come back. Then finally he sort of came back. I remember it was that Leicester game. Off the bench. He looked really good. He could have had a hat-trick of assists straight away. And then he went through a phase in between from about December, January, where he was probably our best player out of all the shambolic performances that we were having. He was scoring goals from outside, goals against Brighton, goals against Spurs, and he was going through a very good moment. Then he gets the injury again, and back to square one. And then since then, it's been very, very difficult till the end of the season. But what I want to say about Ziyech, the one thing, he produces moment of magic. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's some stats, and correct me if I'm wrong. Mason Mount has created a lot of chances for us this season, but his number of minutes is very high. Hakim Ziyech, on the other hand, has created probably just a fewer chances than Mason Mount, but a lot less minutes. That's the thing. The frequency of creating those chances are very important. Even yesterday's match against Leicester, there was a couple of crosses, one specifically towards Lukaku, that Lukaku, I feel like, should have hit the target, and he didn't. I can see Hakim Ziyech sticking around for another season. If we play in a way where we want to get the best out of our attackers next season, I think Hakim Ziyech will produce high-quality performances, high-quality chances, will score goals, will get assists. One of my biggest concerns with Hakim Ziyech now is he's picking up these injuries, and then it's a massive setback. So what do we do with that? But I feel there's a lot more X factor in Hakim Ziyech than some of the other players that haven't done well this particular season. But you let me know how you feel about Hakim Ziyech. I still think there is a spot for Hakim Ziyech in the team. Okay, let's continue on. Let's look at a few other things that I want to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas Tuchel, in regards to this season. Last season, we needed help from Tottenham to finish 4th. This season, we are constantly in the top 3. It feels a bit strange because the top 2 are so far ahead. We want to do better, but it's a huge step. I mean, Thomas Tuchel's already said it's a rebuild. We're not improving on our team, which makes complete sense. I want to talk about N'Golo Kante. There was some really, really good talks about N'Golo Kante, which we need to get on with. Before that, yes, want to talk about wing backs. This was another interesting point from Thomas Tuchel. We had too many long-term injuries. The wing backs are key to our system. Ben Chilwell was one of them, and having him back was the best news this week. Tuchel said Chelsea were at our peak this season with both Reece James and Ben Chilwell were fully fit and hinted at their injuries being the main reason why things fell apart. Look, there was another quote from Thomas Tuchel saying, if you look at that goal against Leicester, it was one wing back to another wing back. And I've seen this scenario many times this season. Look, we'll obviously do a end of season review once the final game is finished, and we'll have an entire look. But there's no doubt what Thomas Tuchel was saying in regards to the wingbacks being not fit, being injured for such a long time. Ben Chilwell obviously being unfit for a very, very long time. Even with Reece James, he's missed so many matches as well. It has hurt our season. It definitely has hurt our season. And we need to understand coming out in this particular summer, what do we really want? Do we keep with the back three? Do we go with a back four? Regardless, even if it's a back three, we want to play wing backs. Even if it's a back four, we want to play full backs. We probably need to invest in this particular area very, very, severely, to be honest. Ben Chilwell, fantastic. Hopefully he'll slowly recover back into full fitness. Reece James. And the thing I want to talk about Reece James as well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to pencil him down as someone, let's say if we play with a back three, someone who plays as an RCB. I think he's got a lot of give in that right wing back. I mean, there's some stats where he's already crossed something around, more than 10 goal contribution. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have the stats ready with me, but yeah, lots of assists, goals as well. He's a proper attacking threat in a back three. If we can keep him as a right wing back on a regular basis, along with Ben Chilwell, we have solid back three again, along with an attacking force that clicks. This guy's going to score goals. This guy's going to create goals. And it's something that we really need to, make sure we put a lot of attention to, because I don't think we should just pencil down Reece James to at times go back as an RCB, because that's what Thomas Tuchel has talked about. But very important that if we do want to continue with the back three, I know a lot of people don't want to do that. They want to move to a back four and have more attacking personnel. But if we do keep it, we should think about investing heavily on wing backs, because it's very important. Alonso is going to leave. And look, Alonso, let's talk a little bit about Alonso as well. Great goal, but literally, what was he doing when Leicester started that, counter attack? He did not even track back. I can't remember who it was from the Leicester side of things. He didn't even bother tracking back and closing that guy down. Also with Rudiger as well, maybe now the season's coming to an end and he knows he's going to Real Madrid. He should have been blocking off Maddison a lot better than what he did. He should have been a lot tighter. But yeah, Alonso, he was literally jogging. He let his man go and he thought maybe Rudiger is going to cover that. And before you know, Rudiger all of a sudden has to not just focus on that particular Leicester player, but there was Maddison as well. So all have been mad. I want Alonso to be replaced. Alonso wants to leave. So it's all good from that perspective. And we're going to make sure that we get ourselves some really, really good wing backs, because it's very, very important under Thomas Tuchel's system. Let's talk a little bit about N'Golo Kante now, ladies and gentlemen. This is what was said by Thomas Tuchel. Kante is our key player, but key players need to be on the pitch. He plays only 40% of the games, then it's maybe a miracle that we arrive in third place. Further goes on to say Kante is our Mo Salah, he's our Van Dijk, he's our De Bruyne. He's simply that player. He's our Neymar and Mbappe. He's that guy who makes the difference. And if you only have him for 40%, then it's a huge problem. Given that percentage, it is maybe a miracle that Kante produces results. It puts everything into perspective, as I saw Liverpool with our Van Dijk last season, and they struggled. You see the difference. He is our key player, and we need him on the pitch. As I said, I saw highlights. I didn't get to watch the entire match. From what I saw, Kante had a good game. And this is the thing. I've always maintained Kante still has some value in the team. Now, we need to understand what is that value. Because for me, playing Kante at times against low blocks in a position where you generally would have a player like Kevin De Bruyne, that's not how I want to deploy Kante. I think Kante needs to be coached. I think Kante needs to have a direction that, mate, if you're going to play for us, whether it's low blocks or teams that come against us, you need to figure out a way where you're not the guy who's in the final third. You're a guy that starts from deep and plays in the middle, breaks down the play, drives a little bit and lays off the pass immediately. You cannot be the guy who's on the final third and where we're looking to produce key passes from. So for me, N'Golo Kante, there is some benefit, 100%. We've seen it this season as well. There have been certain matches where he's been very good, and then there's been certain matches that he hasn't been good. At the same time, I'll have to say, has he been fit enough? And I guess that's the other thing we need to talk about. Do we get rid of this particular player now, knowing that he's now picking up so many injuries in the past couple of seasons? Have we now used him? Like, is he crossed his use by date? So it's another tough conversation to have because he's only got another season left after this one. We don't want him to go on as free. But I personally think maybe we can do something. Maybe we can give him another year contract extension, a couple of years, because there is value. And maybe we just need to see how often we play. But at the same time, as Tuchel said, if we only use him for 40%, what good is it? He's our Van Dijk. He's our, Kevin De Bruyne. Like, we're in a conundrum. We're really in a conundrum. What do we do? Once again, I want to ask you guys. Either way, I'm not sad if he was to leave, if he is kept. I personally think there is benefit in keeping him. But either way, it's not an issue because at the moment, no one can guarantee that N'Golo Kante can be fully fit because he hasn't been in the last couple of seasons. Thomas Tuchel has thanked Chelsea fans for the unbelievable banner at Stamford Bridge brought to life by We Are The Shed. This is fantastic gesture by We Are The Shed. The banner hopefully gives Thomas Tuchel a vibe that, entire fan base is with him. They want to see him next season. I'm sure he would have felt really good about it, and I'm sure the new owners would see this as a vote of confidence that the fan base wants to, see Thomas Tuchel for a very, very long time, and which means hopefully the new owners can back him in this summer. It's so important. There's so many things we need to get right, not just this summer, but the upcoming next 2, 3, 4 windows. We need to ensure. Thomas Tuchel said this is a rebuild, but we need to go from rebuild to improving. So every window for the next 3, 4, 5 windows has to be spot on. This is what Thomas Tuchel said. Yeah, I saw it. I was looking at Mason's banner and didn't see that I have a banner. Fantastic. Thank you very much for that. It's unbelievable the first time, and I'm very happy about that. Brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple of other things that I want to talk about. A couple of other players that I want to shout out. Chalobah in the back. Look, for me, he needs to keep playing. He honestly needs to keep playing. He adds something different. That shot from long range as well. Very robust. Yes, there's going to be mistakes here and there, but so what? He's going to learn from it. He's a youngster, but there is a solid athlete there. So absolutely appreciate that from Trevor Chalobah. Romelu Lukaku, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I wanted him to finish off the season with a bang, but once again, the goals are not there. Once again, the question marks are here. What do we do with him next season? I think he's going to stick around. It's going to be very difficult to get rid of him. And if we do stick around with him, we have to figure out how to utilize him much better. What sort of caliber of players that we want to have around him to ensure they get better, I suppose, better, quality out of him, better results out of him. As I always said, I don't think he's a bad player, but there seems to be some confidence issue. Also, there is a factor where he plays against better teams and sometimes he doesn't show up. Not saying Leicester is a hugely better team. I'm talking about the top 6 team. Look, I'm not going to be one who's going to be upset if he sticks around, but he needs to mentally sort of say to himself, I want to do well at Chelsea Football Club. And then only we can start thinking about, okay, who are the other personnel that we can have? Ladies and gentlemen, we've gone through a few things. I guess the biggest factor, the other thing that I want to shout out, I do need to shout this out. I know I said that when this happens, I need to appreciate this. I want to shout out Frank Lampard. The fact that he's kept Everton afloat, massive kudos to him. I still personally think he's not a manager. So you're not going to change that view from me just yet. I need to see him, what he does next season. I think Everton is going to be in a bit of trouble financially next season. Watch this space. I may down the track do a video on that. But they could be financially in massive trouble. They've got a lot of losses. But kudos to Frank Lampard to be able to keep Everton afloat in the Premier League and saving them from relegation. And that deserves some credit from Frank Lampard. But I still maintain I don't really think he's a manager. I'd rather him being a pundit to be honest. So watch this space. Let's see what he does next season. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we talked about, more specifically about Christian Pulisic. Really would like to know from you guys. If you've enjoyed this video, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.